大家好，我是乱明，欢迎回来《世纪帝国4》。那么我们的诺曼底的百年战争的剧情依旧继续。战争看来是最后了，这边应该是最后了。
Thanks to the explosive force of cannon fire, the French were close to victory in this century-long war. But in a final grasp at power, the English dispatched a fresh army, equipped with their tried and tested longbows. Formigny would be a trial of old versus new, to determine the fate of France. 福尔米尼之战，在百年战争的最后阶段，英格兰试图保住他们在法兰西北部的路，于是派出一支庞大的军队前往驻守。在福尔米尼，这支军队将正面遇上气势强大的法兰西军队。长弓对火枪以及火炮，真的是一个时代的跨越啊！对那时候来讲， English commander Sir Thomas Kyriel sent a large expedition to crush the French in Normandy. The village of Carentan was directly in their path. Massively outnumbered, the French skirmishers near Carentan would give their lives to weaken the English.
这边看来是必败。对啊，这个兵队军力差太多了。他这边讲的防卫到最后一刻。那就是从旁边开始。
The main body of the French army finally arrived in the river valley. The French now needed to locate and destroy the English army. But they would face a well-entrenched enemy with several local garrisons.
Prêche pour les commandements. Paix, soudard. Nous mousquiliers, nous allons.
啊鸟喂！Stop！ 退后一下！人家那是枪兵啊，你还冲毛啊？为什么要分两支队伍？就是这样。我们第二组通常就是一路碾。对，是没有什么太大问题。可是我们的骑兵还是有一点弱势的。
The French destroyed the garrison at Brickbeck.
野地给我烧光！
Je fais votre commandement.
啊，这是友军哦。看来是啊。
Nos destriers rongent leurs freins. Je fais comme il vous plaise. À l'archon, prêche pour les commandements. Diego Samuel.
是你们这些小八嘎，我就直接冲你啊！
Forces found a detachment of the English army attacking the town of Valognes. If they could stop the attack, they might gain valuable resources.
骑兵，不，枪兵，这边都是骑兵啊。对。虽然你们兵少，但是我来了，不用担心，我来了。发呆啊，村民！
With the English attack on Valognes halted, the citizens moved to support the French army.
你支援我们？哦，好，这边升级的。哦，行。那叫我想说，你要帮我们，然后结果。 对，结果这么菜，那我怎么受得了，对不对？
Compagnons, un peu d'avis. Ça, causez-vous. Ça, ne nous entendons point. Nous attendons les commandements qui sera fait selon votre commandement. Soudain, nos destriers rongent leurs freins. Diego Samuel. Mais soudain, pas rester. Avant. Les coustiniers. Soudain, avant. Bougre de limaçon. Mais compagnons, le champ n'attend point. À l'archon, posez-vous. J'ai pour vous tout à dire. Nos destriers.
哦，妈妈咪呀，是枪兵，我看到了，长枪兵。 有没有？够了。
Preste, tout soyez preste, mes frères.
Nous actons musculiers, nos mecs comme avant et sans bête.
Preste sont vos moines.
Les coustiniers sont prêts. Ben, soudain.
我要给你治疗一下。蛮快的嘛，
Nous actons vos
就这样吧。
Il nous faut marcher. Vous destriez, soudain. Je fais votre...
Soyez presse.
À l'assaut. Prêt.
Soyez prêts. Attention, surinfirmé.
Soudain, ne clamez pas.
Preste sont
Les coustiniers sont prêts. Ils nous archers.
The English base at Saint-Sauveur fell to the French forces, but the enemy army was still at large.
J'attendons les commandements. Bonne Les coustiniers sont prêts. Soudain, ça, ne nous entendons point. J'ai compris. Si ça rappelle, soudain, nous attendons. Nous attendons les commandements. Reste pour les commandements. À l'arceau, ainsi soit fait. Je fais comme les coustiniers sont piqués de posez-vous. Avant, bougre de Limaçon. J'attendons les commandements. Soudain, avant, bougre de Limaçon. Coustiniers, en ordonnance. Nous allons. Piquez des deux. Posez-vous. Vous testez. Coustiniers, nous allons. Piquez des deux. Coustiniers, en ordonnance. Nous allons. Soudain, j'ai pour destrier rouge leur en arceau, coustinier. Grosse restite est bien clair. Coustinier, nous allons. Ici de nouvelles commandements.
The French forces located Kyriel's English army at a river crossing near the town of Formigny.
En ordonnance. Nous allons. Grosse restite est bien clair. Coustinier, nous allons. Coustinier, nous allons. Piquez des deux. Ben, compagnons. compagnons, les coustiniers sont prêts. Soudain, mais ici, les commandos, nos lanciers, restez ensemble. Les coustiniers sont prêts. Nous avons destroy l'ennemi.
Several of the Bureau brothers' heavy guns and other forces arrived to help.
Tout est ordonné. Les engins
哟
sont
呼！
advis pour votre engin.
加农炮是加农炮，是工程专用的。
Soudain, Paysan, guerre des engins de siège à engin, en la voie. Ainsi soit-il. Poussez-vous. Voyez les avant et sans mêler.
Even with their cannons, the French faced the difficult task of engaging the well-positioned
这么
English
远哦
army.！
Nous accomplissons vos ordonnances. Triomphe! Nous accomplissons vos ordonnances.
我猥琐一点。哦，
Ainsi sera fait.
来了！
The French attacks succeeded in drawing the English front line out of position and across the river.
哦，骑兵这边完全不行啊，上面全部都是那个。然后骑兵直接被捅到只剩7只，大小。
Suffering losses, the English front line retreated back across the river.
Voilà.
The French received word that their Breton allies had arrived with their knights and horsemen. Now the two armies could coordinate. The Bretons saw an opportunity to attack the English from the back.
Envouez vers la victoire, mes seigneurs.
As the Bretons attacked, the English had no choice but to pivot their front line, opening their flanks to attack from the French.
Ce soit-il fait.
冲啊，兄弟们！
Ouais, mes seigneurs.
走开，走开！我的骑兵都去了。
Beset by the French and Bretons, the English beat a hasty retreat toward Formigny. The English survivors entered Formigny. The French would have to take this town to secure victory. With the last English army destroyed and the gates of Formigny thrown open, the French force in Normandy was victorious. Their well-organized forces and superior firepower had brought the arduous 100 Years' War closer to its conclusion.
Dun 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 dun， 胜利百年战争吼，看来是到这边。对，来看一下。
Before the invention of printing in the 15th century, books were painstakingly copied by hand. The finest were illuminated with brilliant colors and real gold. Illuminated text wasn't just for show. Gilded illustrations decorated important passages to highlight their significance.
Gold was used in many medieval manuscripts from early days because it was very expensive and it indicated that the manuscript itself was valuable. The light would reflect from candles or from the sunlight, and so it looked as though the book itself was illuminated. In medieval manuscripts, it looks as though this is solid gold. In fact, it's not. The gold itself is tissue thin.
The solid appearance is achieved by laying the gold on a cushion of plaster mixed with glue, called gesso.
By raising the gold from the surface of the skin, that means that it catches the light even more.
The glue in the gesso is softened by breathing on it.
We then have 3 seconds to get the gold on, and I'm using a burnisher, which is a polished stone, just to make sure that the gold sticks. Then the burnisher is used to polish the gold up. See, it's coming up now. So it's coming nice and shiny.
Next, the miniature is painted.
The base color will be done first, then the tints and the shades will be added, and finally, the white highlights and the outline, which lifts it and brings the whole thing to life.
The medieval paint box contained pigments from across the world, such as ultramarine from Afghanistan and orpiment gathered from volcanic craters.
It often took a long time to complete these medieval miniatures. This one between a month and 6 weeks, from start to finish.
An entire book could take a team of illuminators several years to complete. Many medieval manuscripts still survive today, fully preserved, with their colors just as vivid as the day they were illustrated. At Formigny, the roar of cannon fire sounded the death knell for England's ambitions in France. King Charles and the Bureau brothers did not let up on the offensive, and in 1453, the English retreated across the Channel. France was finally at peace. More than 100 years had passed since the first English chevauchés had scorched the land. The iconic French knights who fought in those early days would not have recognized their own military a century later. The English longbow, once the scourge of France, was no match for French artillery in the last years of the war. And by 1453, France's border looked very different, growing to encompass territories once claimed by England and their allies. After enduring a century of conflict, France emerged as a transformed nation. The country and its people had persevered and unified into a kingdom that could defend itself. Against all odds, France had won the 100 Years' War.
好啦，那么今天这一集就到这边啦。我们百年战争的百年之战的剧情也就到这边了，接下来就会进入下一章剧情了。没错，接下来就进入下一章剧情。那么今天这一集就到这啦，谢谢大家的观看。那希望我的影片帮我按赞加订阅，有什么想看的游戏可以在下方留言告诉我就好。那我们就下期见，大家啵啵。